Nick, we're live. Hello everybody there on the stream here. This is Enter the Storm Alienware Cup. And of course today I'm not Jester. Jester is actually, well, he had to leave Canada for the US and he's there with Blizzard at the moment working around the Heroes of the Dome event. But of course we have a replacement. Nick is supporting me again today and I had to jump in and make this cast work. And well, for me it's the first time. But, well, I studied the game, I played myself, I love it. Some of you might know me from the Dota 2 scene, maybe CS, maybe World of Warcraft or some other titles, who knows. Either way, my name is Heflamo. Coming with me, already mentioned it, is Nick Hotz, and we already have a draft, so give me the draft and we hop directly in.
Okay, let's see here. Copy it over to you.
That's perfect.
And it looks like for this first game, it's going to be Navi versus SK Gaming. Two very strong European teams. I'm really eager to see how they do the draft here. Sylvanas patch, very, very interesting. So many different play styles and different team compositions you can run. So definitely a lot of different play styles in the European scene, and I'm really eager to see how these teams play.
Yep. By the way, for all those on the stream, we had little time to set this up. So sound levels and everything, if Nick is too quiet or I'm too loud or the game is too loud or anything like that, just let us know in the chat and everything should be fine and fixed with. Please keep that in mind in a 2 minutes delay. The 2 minutes delay is always up for obvious reasons. Either way, we look at the draft already right now and, well, one team is not ready yet. It's Navi. So we have to see if we get this done.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this draft. I wonder if we'll see any kind of crazy hero picks or compositions that we haven't seen before. Obviously, this is being a very, very high-level European event. I'm very eager to see all these different games we're going to have today. And we also have Complexity participating from North America. Very strong team from NA as well. Probably a top 5 team easily, and yeah, really looking forward to seeing some NA versus EU as well.
And we started. Actually, we are so early in the draft that we witness even how they're gonna draft the map, which is also very interesting because for all those who were with us in the 4 qualifiers before the main event here right now, we forbid the Spider Queen map as well as Sylvanas. And, well, some people didn't like it, but it was a decision we made because we did not know. For all those who know, I don't know, the patch was pretty short after, or pretty short before the 3rd qualifier, if I recall it correctly. And we were just not certain if it's balanced or if it's not. So we forbid it for the 3rd qualifier, and for the 4th we said, like, okay, just to have fair chances for each and every team, we just, yeah, put that set of rule through. But now, the main event, everything has changed. So we have all the maps, all the heroes, and now I'm just curious, do we see them drafting Sylvanas? Because in all the other competitions, you have been following them as well, probably. Sylvanas was actually quite popular.
Yeah, Sylvanas can be a very devastating pick. Her pushing power is just so very strong. The only thing I have to say about Sylvanas is her overall damage output isn't crazy high, but she does bring some really nice utility to the team fight in that Wailing Arrow heroic ability. So while she isn't one of the very, very top assassins like Vala and Jaina, she is she's quite potent and can be a really nice pick, especially on maps where pushing can be really, really good.
But look at this, look what SK Gaming has done. Like, I was so hyped now, new map is available, and what happens? Main event, first game, and they're already banning out Spider Queen, as long as, like, alongside with the Haunted Mines as well as Scar Temple. Blackheart's Bay and Garden of Terror is not in Navi's liking, so we are going with Cursed Hollow. It's, let's say, one of the most popular maps at the moment. Most teams pretty much, even in a map draft where they have the chance to change that, agree on this map.
Yeah, Cursed Hollow is that standard Heroes of the Storm map that all new teams have to kind of overcome coming into the scene. It's such a solid and standard map, and pretty balanced as well. I, as a competitive player, really enjoy playing on it. So these teams being quite experienced should have a quite a high level game here on Cursed Hollow, if I imagine. So Navi is actually going to be the first pick for this game. They have not chosen a ban as far as I can see, but we will have to see. Jaina, Illidan are some of the top bans at the moment. Also,
Yep.
Tyrande in EU is a bit more banned, I feel, but it's actually going to be a first ban onto that Jaina from Navi.
Yep, Jaina is the first one, you were right, and we have to see if actually one of your heroes of that list gets on SK Gaming side banned as well. Because those heroes, I don't know, especially Jaina after the patch, I mean, when it comes to heroes, sure, her burst is strong, but like what I had the impression at least on is like, since it goes now on golems and everything, it's just crazy how fast she does clear waves, goes for any PvE targets, and that made her so much stronger in comparison to her state before in the meta. So I think that ban is completely justified, and we have to see SK Gaming give us a direction, give us a bun.
Yeah, that quality of life buff on Jaina definitely helped out a lot for pushing and taking grave golems and whatnot. But do have a ban here on to Illidan from SK Gaming, and we'll have to see what Navi gets for their first pick. There's many first pick options you can go for here. You could go for a support, you could go for a utility support, you could go for a damage. So it depends on how you want to build your composition. I'm not quite sure too much about Navi's playstyle. But
Actually, that's the funny part. I mean, Navi, formerly known as TTP, like a very, very promising team. I tried to do some statsing. I tried to look through and I tried to find out any pattern or anything, but the truth is, they played almost every combo we see currently in the meta. Like they picked Illidan, for example, so maybe SK Gaming is on that track. But let's see. At the moment, my CLR plugin has some. Okay, never mind. It just takes a while till actually my heroes portraits are updating for some reason. It's, I guess, the connection between my browser and OBS. Either way, we have Vala and the Savannas. I've been talking about Savannas and the new map. Well, we didn't get the new map, but at least we get a Savannah, so we have at least, well, that fast clearing power, that siege damage that can easily come through. Savannah is one of those heroes you just can't leave alone. Her split push is also pretty much insane.
yeah, her ability to split push, it's kind of like you're putting a mini curse on the fort and towers you're attacking. It's quite a potent passive ability or trait ability.
Especially on Cursed Hollow. I think Cursed Hollow is one of those maps where you see a lot of teams trying for split push, while other maps prefer more of a let's go as 5, let's fight, and after we made a proper fight, we go for any objective on the map. May that be a push, a golem, like just claim the entire map and paint it blue or red, depending on which side you are on. But Savannah's on Cursed Hollow is, I don't know, a pretty tough topic, because if you actually fight for some tribute around the map, and you're able to hold them off with 4 people of taking that tribute, that's maybe the time your Savannah needs to easily at least clear the first tier 1 towers, or even more if you leave her for longer alone.
Yeah, any map with a Grave Golem, Sylvanas just makes that push even more scary, because if you're able to kind of lock that fort or keep down, the Grave Golem stays very healthy, and that can end up being a Grave Golem on your core in a matter of seconds. So Sylvanas quite good on Cursed Hollow, but we do have a Zeratul and Diablo pick coming out from Navi. This is meaning we're going to see Wombo combo here. We're going to see Apocalypse Void Prison combo most likely, and oh, it's going to be glorious. This is a comp that became popular like early on in the alpha stages, but it kind of fell out of play. People kind of figured out, and other heroes like Tychus and Arthas got buffed, and Tastar got buffed, and there was just so many heroes that had such great survivability. But now the meta, there's a lot of squishier heroes, and Diablo got a lot more power. So it's been coming back into popularity, mainly in the EU scene, and I'm really eager to see what happens here. We
Yep.
did have a response from SK Gaming with the Uther and Lost Vikings.
Yeah.
Lost Vikings, I would say, are probably one of the strongest heroes in the game, especially on Kristalla.
But what I actually find interesting, like the draft pattern they go at the moment for, because Navi shows first assassin, puts up a tank right after, and then another assassin right there. While on the other side, SK Gaming, they say like, okay, we get our Sylvanas through just in case, and then we show our two supports. While Navi, now it's their turn to pick. And to be honest, if I look at Uther and Tessera, that combination, like now that Uther has been changed and he's less of a healer, more of a shielder, if you want to call him like that, it's pretty insane what they can absorb in damage. And you talked about this combination of the Apocalypse plus the Void Sphere. And maybe Uther is really the way to punch through this combination, but of course there's always the risk, especially if you catch out Sylvanas. Like, she is squishy. Like, if you get her stunned and enough damage on her, she dies within seconds, and then Uther is probably the best recipe to live through that.
Yeah, it's going to be quite difficult to kind of kill off people. SK Gaming has a really resilient lineup. They do have that Uther. And believe it or not, Uther is actually pretty darn good healer even in this patch, because he did gain that benediction, kind of the poor man's rewind, but it's still so potent with that double holy light combination. And Vikings, killing off Vikings, not the biggest deal in the world. They also have the option to boat if they want to. Tastar has that dimensional warp ability.
Yep.
So they do have quite some resilient heroes.
What do you think about ETC now on SK Gaming's side?
It would not be the worst, but they actually opted to go for Chen, and Navi also picked up the Malfurion and Tyrande. Malfurion really actually able to add to the Wombo combo with Twilight Dream. I'm not sure if they'll actually go for it, because Tranquility is a very strong heroic ability as well, but it's quite possible that they will use Twilight Dream for the Wombo combo.
Yep, it's pretty much looking good. Actually, I was a tiny bit behind you there, that's why I didn't see it. And, well, now with Tyrande and Chen, that makes sense. I was thinking about a ETC simply for the reason that we were already talking about split push, and now with a Vikings present as Sylvana, as we already talked about that, and the ETC, and then no mosh pit but a stage dive instead, that would have made an amazing combo. Stalling time around the tributes, and then forcing Navi to lose XP simply because they have to work together, while SK Gaming they can split and still come to the scene of action. That was what I was thinking about, but apparently they are not on the same train of thought. So either way, let's not look into the draft, let's look at our pretty faces. This is it, Navi versus SK Gaming. It's a best of 3. All of the games, guys, are best of 3. Quite to the, on the contrary to what we had in the qualifiers, where you had like best of 1s, and from the semis on we had best of 3s, if I'm not mistaken, and the final of the qualifier was best of 3 as well. Now everything changes, of course. We have best of 3 format, and then the final will be best of 5. So that's like the good old style, we know it. Lobby's pretty much up, and let's see how long it takes for them to get in.
Yeah, we're just waiting on one member of SK Gaming here, and I just wanted to talk a little bit more about the draft in the meantime. We did get that Chen coming up from SK Gaming. Araragi, the tank player for SK Gaming, really liking that Chen. We've seen him play Chen quite a bit before in past events. Chen can be quite a nice hero on the Curse Hollow because of that ability to barrel different heroes, enemy heroes, off of mercenary camp spawns. So you can kind of steal the Grave Golem if you're able to contest your enemy and use that barrel ability. So it can be quite potent on this map. ETC was available, which I feel probably is the stronger hero overall, but Chen situationally can be quite strong on this map, especially with his ability to kind of drink at tribute fights and just absorb damage, which can be really nice.
Yep. And apparently they're all ready. Just a warning, guys, when we swap into the game, I hope everything is set up. I ran some tests with UI and everything. It should be fine, just the score won't be updated on the first game. I have to do that manually, but that's pretty much it. Cast us already, says Nick. Yes, we are indeed. So let's just see how long the players take. 8 out of 10. And hoping for more. And I don't want to show the in-game now because lobby chat is always the most private thing we casters and players have. That's something you never want to share, especially sometimes it's not for young people what's in there.
Yeah, the lobby chat is a source of bad things sometimes.
Indeed.
Lots of trickery and trolling.
Yeah, but we got 9 out of 10. Actually, someone was forth and back connecting all the time, simply because they were afraid of talent-gated heroes, which we had in the past. If you remember, I think Qualifier 2 or something, we had a lot of issues with that. And Qualifier 1, the servers were even down on Saturday. So it's not the first time we have this like NAU problems with like certain accounts. But I hope Blizzard fixed everything. This is the main event, and I'm really allergic to delays.
Yeah, definitely. Never fun. We also have to remember the famous quote that technology is the vehicle of esports, so we have to deal with these issues from time to time. But yeah, it's all in good fun and whatnot. And I'm really eager to see this game. I haven't seen the Wombo combo executed too recently. It's very rare to see on the North America server, but I have heard the murmurs of it being played on Europe. So I'm really looking forward to see how this comp works out for them.
And with Wombo combo, you're talking about the everything around Zeratul and Diablo right now, what we pretty much talked about in the draft, if I get it right.
Yeah, the full-on Zeratul, Void Prison, Apocalypse Wombo combo can be such a devastating setup. Can really catch teams off guard if they don't split up appropriately and whatnot. So, really looking forward to this game.
Now I just have to adjust the score because in my tests I put a 1 in there instead of a 0, and now, well, no, the people are confused. Why is it 1-1? It just started. No, guys, chill out. Everything's fine. Everything is 0-0 here in the best of 3. SK Gaming versus Navi. I actually like it. I like to see those names now picking up Heroes of the Storm. It's pretty amazing. And now I just have to see, do we have the right side with everything? SK Gaming is blue and Navi is red. Otherwise I have to change my overlay.
Yeah, it looks like that is correct. SK Gaming in the red on the right side of the map and Navi in the blue on the left.
Yep, that's pretty much it. So either way, I'm going for a fast introduction here. We have Priest playing the Diablo. Eternal is on the Zeratul. We have Tirana being played by Shwimpy. They are TPing back, making it even harder for a caster to track hit. Splendor is playing the Malfurion, and now Vala is the last one on this side, Cilium. I think he's also the captain. And of course, on the other side, they're rushing directly towards the Watchtower. We have Rave TNG here playing Uther. We have Samani on the Tassadar Bakery. Well, nice mount, I have to say. Here, he's joining that group. The Vikings are all in the mid, played by Snitch. And last but not least, we have Mr. Araraji. Is that correctly pronounced? I really hope so. No offense.
It's like a Araragi.
Araragi. Oh well. Either way, so keep wave meet. 30 seconds into the game, we can officially call it a started. ETS Enter the Storm Cup starts right here, and we have to see what's happening here. Top, there's already the first rotation. Look into Chen. Well, it's probably the hardest target to get down at this point, and well, they're still waiting there in the bushes, hide in the trees. Maybe Chen goes a bit too far out. At the moment, he's testing it, and there, Diablo is coming in, lifting him directly into the stun, but it won't be enough. He just goes back, drinks a sip off the well, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, really nice combo there. They did get the Tyrande stun into Malfurion, which can be so devastating, but Araragi able to get out there. And we're going to have an early pause. Bakery of SK disconnected, so quick pause by
This is the first, by the way, for us at least, for this tournament. Welcome everybody. If you haven't watched if you haven't watched Heroes of the Storm tournaments recently, let's say like the last week, we have pauses now. So we finally caught up to all the other esports out there on the market. We finally can pause the games. Unfortunately, it's more of a curse at the moment than anything else, because if you know about Dota 2 or any other games, like with all the DDoS and whatnot, a lot of pauses are happening right now, and I'm just praying to God that if I actually stay in the Heroes of the Storm scene, that we don't have this happening here. But back to the game, I actually find something really interesting. Did you see how they put the Sylvanas in the front lines? Like, the Black Arrows targeting one tower, main attack the other one, and they're just getting shielded and healed by Uther, which means the only damage stopping the Sylvanas from just standing there right now is pretty much Cilium. But if he can out DPS on that low level, the shield as well as like Wraith's heal by the Uther, that's the big question. So I think bottom push will be pretty strong.
Yeah, we do have that traditional tri-lane coming out from SK Gaming with that Sylvanas, and they're just able to kind of play very greedy with that Black Arrow trait. They only have Vala from Na'Vi to defend it at the moment, so really, really strong push there to have to deal with. And I feel that Na'Vi is going to have to rotate down there and help deal with that with the Diablo Tyrande combo, and kind of just keep an eye on that and don't let SK Gaming get too much work done there in the bottom lane.
Yeah, well, we can just hope so. Otherwise, they're gonna see the tier 1 towers crumble pretty much to pieces within the first 2 minutes of the game, and that's really bad, because from there on, Sylvanas can easily take the fort. The fort is pretty much everything that's just clearing out the creep wave besides Vala, and that, of course, would be bad. And now they are suggesting a remake, which is... Please no. Please don't do that. No. Man, I'm so happy that I'm able to even find and maneuver my way to like through the Heroes of the Storm client at the moment. Like putting me into remakes and everything on my first Heroes of the Storm cast, that's not fair. But
and we do have the on pause, and Diablo and Tyrande going straight down to that bottom lane, knowing the urgency. They have to deal with that Sylvanas immediately before any towers can get picked off. And Diablo coming in here and disjointed by that Sylvanas E. So not able to grab and combo her.
Yep, but it's pretty interesting, like, while one side is rather choosing, well, let's stay in our lanes, get optimal XP, the other side is saying, like, yo guys, we roam and try to make something happen. So far with less success, but, well, we have to see. At some point they have to find something.
Yeah, and we do have the roam squad moving up to the middle, possibly maybe looking for a gank onto the Vikings. The Vikings can be quite weak early on, and yeah, Olaf going down with relative ease, the combo just devastating his lower HP pool.
Well, unfortunately Vikings, when you kill them, they're not the best source of XP, so... But at least the first tribute is spawning right now, which means something has to change. And now we've seen it many times already on this map. Some teams, they completely ignore or just stall some time on the first tribute happening. But at the moment it looks like we have one side moving completely towards it, while, well, at the moment the others don't seem to make a move. Instead they want to go here on the chain, and oh my god, he's gonna be rooted. I don't think he's gonna make his way back, or will he? Never mind. It is just enough damage, but the tribute is still there. It's a 4-on-5 situation as we speak right now, but Vala is not part of it, which means it's just about stalling time at the moment for both teams. Well, the split push continues on 2 lanes, and we have to see at the moment who can claim this tribute. I don't think this is gonna happen anytime soon.
Yeah, a very common tactic on this map is to just delay that tribute out and use the Lost Vikings to soak 3 lanes of experience. And they actually, SK Gaming that is, have pretty solid control on the tribute right now and are pushing Na'Vi back.
Yeah,
and
I
it's
think that's it. Yes,
yeah.
That's the first tribute. Uther almost had a cast through, but then Tyrande came in. But, well, the second time he channeled it, there was no way. So first tribute is going to SK. Well, they lost a bit XP for that, because we already mentioned it. The split push was already going on in other lanes, but now it's still 6-6. But in the mid, oh, there's a big fight. Olaf at the moment tanking it all up, and now there's the turnaround here. But no stun by Uther, which means they can just, I don't know, transition into some siege damage, and then we have to see where they go. At the moment, Everybody is soaking equally on each and every map, but oh, he picks Tassadar. Not the best target to pick actually, because he can always get out there, unless he's of course stunned and then brought to death, but no. He has a shield, he has still some residual HP, and it's just a 4 from back at the moment. But oh, Ola kicked under the towers, and the fattest of all Vikings is just going down.
Yeah, Olaf survived that initial combo and burst from Navi. The supports of SK Gaming did a really nice job to keep him alive there. And then we had Diablo try to kill Tassadar there. No, Tyrande stunned to follow up.
History repeats itself. Chen again a bit too far out, but in the end he survives again, just on the skin of his teeth. This is like the 3rd time he just survives like that, but oh, Zeratul, he TP'd, or blinked rather, on that tribute, and nobody can interrupt it there. Nope, that's a 1-1 on the tribute score at the moment, so I think the call for both teams is back to the lanes and look into this XP, because right now Navi, they're 1 level ahead.
Yeah, Navi doing really good. SK Gaming having a little bit of trouble with their Vikings soak plan, as they did give up a couple kills here and there. So, no mercenaries yet from either team. Just a really aggressive game.
They're just waiting on, like, on the outer lanes. Oh my god, Uther misses his stun here. He doesn't get it up on Silium. Silium is under the protection of the towers, but even top there, again, Tyrande as well as Diablo, just waiting till Chen makes the same mistake again, going too far out. But bottom, I already talked about it, theirs is the Sylvanas pushing power. The first tower is going down of this game, but there, Diablo coming in. But he's seen. Well, they give the vision, but nice into the stun. There is still too much healing. There's just no way they can punch it through 3 versus this combo.
Yeah, Tassadar and Uther together really mitigates that Diablo and Tyrande combination quite a bit. Uther and Tassadar just being so immortal and being able to heal and shield anyone who becomes the target of that combo. And now we have another tribute spawning on the side of Navi. Really favorable position for them.
Absolutely.
I feel SK Gaming is going to be hard-pressed to kind of interrupt this. And
yep. I mean, Uther is there saying hello. No, you shall not get this tribute, at least not without losing some time, but eventually this is just too close to Navi's base here, so SK Gaming, well, they have to just accept it. This is 2-1, and oh, there's a go on Uther here. Of course, a lot of damage by Vala. There was the slow by Zeratul. In the end, it just translates into a lot of HP loss, but far from a kill.
Yeah, and we do have Diablo camping the top lane. Raragi really pushed up on that Chen, but Tyrande not with them at the moment. Just about to join up now, and I think we're going to have an attempted gank here. We do have that stun going down, and Barrel being forced out there. I actually don't feel that he needed the Barrel. The root, I believe, missed there, but yeah, that's going to be Wandering Peg down there.
Better safe than sorry, I guess.
Yeah, indeed. And in the bottom lane, we do have that push going on from Sylvanas.
Oh, look at the boat! The boat is already down. Now the Vikings alone, but perfectly. That's stunned by Tyrande. And is this the 3rd Viking going down? Yes. The Owl. The Owl finished it. So that's the Vikings. All 3 of them. Of course, tasty XP. But however, we have pretty much equalized now in experience.
Yeah, Navi doing quite good in this game, I feel. And we do have that curse point here for them. The tribute is spawning in the top, kind of more in a neutral position for both teams, and we'll have to see. SK Gaming is down 2 heroics at the present time.
Oh, now. And they really want to prevent this. They don't want to have a 3rd one in any case here. So Chen is jumping in. Tassadar is actually taking sort of the tank role at the moment. But, well, we have to see. Do they really fully commit on this? Vala is not here yet. Zeratul getting a lot of damage. Now Vala arrives. We have a full 5-on-5 on our hands here. But where is this going? Diablo coming in. The roots directly in the middle of the fight now. Apocalypse is coming out. Tons of stun. One is already down, and now this is not going their way. But look at this. The Starfall. Tons of damage. Is there still a turnaround possible? I mean, they're decent in HP, but they're about to lose. Maybe equalize it? No, it's not happening. But Uther is sneaking through with that tribute. Screw healing your allies. Just get that tribute done. But I think he has to pay with his life for it. Yes, in the end, it's an interesting trade, and that was a very, very sneaky tribute steal.
Yeah, it definitely was. Nice play there by the Uther to pick up that tribute. I honestly thought that Navi had that fight in the bag there, but Uther able to snag that at the last second. half a second away from when that Diablo kind of got that auto attack on him. So really, really nice play there. And we do have SK Gaming going for their bruiser camp as Navi has a 3-man push going in the top.
Yep. Also pretty interesting, we have on the left side, we have nothing yet when it comes to camps, NPCs whatsoever. They haven't even touched them yet, so it's quite a nice change here, 9 minutes in to see the first mercenaries actually being killed. And on the way now through the mid, of course now backed up with 4 heroes, the 5th one to join, so that's quite a strong push. Cilium alone, completely and half HP, he can't prevent this, he might even die here. Yes, there's the poison, that will finish it off. So this is a perfect transition, getting the keep here and then going into the tribute, that would be perfect. And it's not just any tribute, it's the 3rd one, so that would pretty much be alongside with the curse. Of course it's a keep trade top, they still make it happen, but they're down a Vala and now going into this fight, no, they have to accept this curse, I think.
Yeah, unfortunately, that Tyrande Owl missing its mark, and I feel that was a very, very good trade here for SK Gaming. They were down that level, they were not at the level 13 talent tier yet, and they were able to trade instead of taking a fight, getting that follow pick, and now they're going for a boss steal, which is can be quite a risky play here.
Yep, and I think this boss is gone, but never mind that, has a void, and let's see if anything is coming. The boss is included in there. Oh, nice, beautiful stun, at least on the Uther, but there's the Divine Shield. Well, keeping him alive for now. The Starfall, again, just like the last fight, doing tons of damage, and now they're retreating. At least they got the boss, so this one is secured, but they're losing at least 1 hero for that. Now the Vikings, again, after the vote, stunned. Olaf is the first one to die there. Oh my god, what a beautiful little blink out there. In the end, they really just lose 1, and of course a small Viking, but what's even more important is the boss, while there's a curse up, marching here in the bottom lane, and look at mid, the residual 2 bruisers there, already knocking on the keep, and that's bad news.
Yeah, such a ballsy play there by SK Gaming. While they didn't really win the fight, they did get the Grave Golem. That Chen Wandering Keg, as I was talking about in the draft, did have an impact in this game. They were able to secure that Grave Golem and take a risky play like that. And because of the Bruiser and Grave Golem pressure from SK Gaming, they were able to secure their Grave Golem for free here.
Yep, and I just noticed the teams. I mean, I asked it right at the start, but I actually got the teams wrong on my overlay. Such a noob. Such a noob, this Heffler. But now it's correct.
You're fine, man. Happens to the best of us.
Either way, I still have my camera on what was pretty much important in the last minute. The boss top, of course, that was the right answer after they already had such a good move. They're still 2 levels behind, and that's kind of funny because at the moment they're winning in this pace the game and they can just keep going. So who cares about XP? If it keeps on going like this, they just get the upper hand sooner or later. Now they even conquered the mercenary camps on the left side of the map, which is bad, and they transition directly into a push here. This keep is so low already, we don't have a mule or anything, which means this is permanent damage.
Yeah, because of the Grave Golem SK Gaming was able to take, Navi had to defend that, and that means SK Gaming essentially got their Bruiser camp for free. Now SK Gaming pulling back, taking those Siege Giants, which is smart because they don't want to fight yet. They do not have that level 16 talent tier, which is oh so important should they decide to team fight. So they're going to wait a little bit longer here, and then we're going to have a pretty big fight.
Yep, definitely. And well, the map is red. That's just a fact. The map is red, and of course coming back from that is now kind of hard, but we have to see. They're not giving up. There is still 1 tribute for them to go, and this would make it a 3-0, and this curse is then pretty much what makes it possible for them to punch back the damage, of course, here they received. But in the meantime, they just accept this curse, go for the bruises, and that's pretty much it. Diablo is the one who claims it. That's actually also a quite interesting move, given the fact that they had quite decent fights. But I guess 17 versus 15, it's not the best timing. You want to go for a direct fight, 5-on-5.
Yeah, Navi just has so much engage that... Okay, and we're going to have another pause here. Eternal timed out just for a second here, but let me finish my thought. Navi has so much engage that it's really risky to even just poke and delay the tribute. So having to accept that curse, not the biggest deal in the world, they do have a good building count, and they have some decent wave clear to deal with the curse. So as long as SK kind of spreads out, well, they're just going for the keep instead.
Yep,
But,
the damage. But they're not here to stay, it seems. It was just like, okay guys, let's say hello to the keep. Eventually it will go down. I mean, they're fighting against the curse. But it doesn't really make a difference at the moment here. The lanes are well pushed. They're pretty much meeting at the same level on each lane, so I don't know, this is quite surprising. But now I guess they can just accept the fact that they're gonna lose this keep unless they have to go for a fight. I mean, they have to go for a fight if they want to stop it. The question is now, do they stop at this tier 1 or do we see the tier 2 entry into the base?
Well, I feel they get a free keep wall here because SK Gaming has to defend these waves in top and mid, but it looks like SK Gaming kind of wants to prevent that from happening. But again, the 2 cannon towers of that keep wall already being taken down, and it looks like SK kind of wants to push the issue here. They're going to grab their watchtower. Let's see, the Grave Golem timers are getting pretty low. Navi's boss will be up in 30 seconds here, so it looks like SK Gaming wants to get into position to contest that, while Navi is content to grab their siege camp and then kind of make their way down there.
Yep. Well, the biggest problem at the moment is that there's not much to do on the map because, like, all the lanes are pushed relatively equally. They got the small siege camp, sure, but what's more interesting is after this fight, if one is happening, we have the boss in the bottom, but first we have to see who's the winner, who claims this win here at the moment. So far, it's just a bit forth and back. Pretty much everybody's getting their HP fast restored, and now Diablo is coming forward. He doesn't get the crap. Now he finds Olaf here, and Olaf, is he brought down? Nope, he saves himself into the sheep, and what a beautiful void there. Oh my god, the barrel is going down. Barrel voice not confirmed, that's for sure. And now Sylvanas is the second one to follow. The boat is coming out. There's no follow-up stun this time, but yeah, they're gonna keep on chasing. All they need is Diablo just grabbing one, or Vala, of course, slowing directly into a stun, and Lunar Flare coming out, and this is probably Uther going down, as well as the Vikings. Well, invulnerability doesn't really help if Diablo just grabs you over the wall. That's one Viking down, that's the second, unless, of course, Uther can do something about it. Nope, Uther is also eventually going down, so this is at least a mid-keep, maybe even more. Do you think they go for core right after?
The respawn times are still pretty low here. We do have 9 seconds on Chen, 14 seconds on Sylvanas. So I feel that they should just pull back here. They're in such a good lead here. Yeah. They have that level 20. The Grave Golems are up. I feel there's no need to take any risks here with total and complete map control.
Especially because you have top, you have the Ogres pushing in while you do the boss. It gives you a bit backup. The respawns, especially if Uther, just happens as the Grave Golem is pretty much going down, so nothing is gonna happen. We have them already pretty much prepared to defend this Grave Golem, and the biggest problem is if you commit to this defense, then you will get a second Grave Golem in bottom, and I think that's what they are doing right now. At least it looks like they are on the way, or maybe there's a tribute spawn coming in, but it's a 0-0 on the tribute counter at the moment. So is that something you want to commit? In the end, they go for option 3 even. Just push with the Golem.
Yeah, I feel that Navi really wants to get a nice team fight here. They do have that level 20, and they have really nice engage options, so if they can catch SK Gaming here trying to defend the Golem, that could be game over.
Yep. So this keep, it just doesn't look good. Chen is not even there. Chen is just doing the small camps, I guess in hope to just push one lane out and then come back after a nice fight here. But this nice fight, it has to come now. The boss is on half HP. Of course, now the core is involved. And there we go, Diablo coming in. Nice lift here. The barrel is out, but I don't know if that barrel is actually doing anything here. Apocalypse not casted so far. The boss still doing tons of damage, and now one Viking down, second Viking down. Now Vengeance, everything is coming in, and this is Chen down. Oh my god, the lift. Before he can just escape into his fountain. Nope, he's gone. Never mind that. He actually survived. I have no idea how he did it. Viking is trying to do something about the core. That's all that matters in this game. The core is going down, and that's a 1-0. Nice start, actually, in this best of 3 series.
Yeah, really, really awesome game there. Well played by Navi, and it's just such a strong combination with that Zeratul, with that Diablo. That fight that SK Gaming took in mid, that kind of just snowballed and lost them the game, was a really kind of peculiar. Sylvanas' Wailing Arrow was kind of wasted, and they tried to back off, but Navi just aggressed on them and just had a really clean team fight. SK Gaming kind of just confused on what was going on, or something happened, possibly a miscommunication. But yeah, that was the turning point right there,
Yep.
because Na'Vi was ahead on that race to 20, and that kind of secured it for them.
My
And
surprise was really that, I mean, when they pushed into the mid of the base, mid lane, and I asked you, Nick, do you think they go for the core? And you said, no, it's relatively early, and you were right. The respawn timers were so low, but then they were like, okay, let's get this golem. And now my mindset was completely, okay, they're gonna get the second golem, maybe push with him, or maybe an ambush there, or anything like that. But they were just going for the direct approach, head through the wall, going with the golem, and that was just enough. Like, it was probably the simple solution, and sometimes I guess the simple solution is the best one.
yeah, my rule of thumb is when you're ahead, get more ahead. It's a common phrase for different esports games, but if you're in such a commanding position, you don't have to take big risks. It's just a huge mistake, and I feel that no need to end the game unless you actually have to try to all in, otherwise you lose, or you actually can end the game. So really nice by Na'Vi there to not go and try to take any risky play. So
Yep. Anyway, so a second game is waiting for us here in the best of 3 series. It's up to SK to equalize the score, and we are back in about 2 minutes or so, depending on when the teams start their draft. So give it 2 minutes, guys. Game 2 will be up on screen soon.